This is going to be a review of the TI-30XIIS scientific calculator from Texas Instruments. So before I start going over the features this calculator has, I'm just going to say right off the bat, in case you click off the video early, which, I wouldn't blame you, I would recommend that most people not buy this calculator, and this is going to be the main point of the video. This calculator is very popular. I see a lot of people who use it and own it, and it's even the #1 selling scientific calculator on Amazon, but in my opinion, it doesn't deserve to be. It's very limited feature-wise, and for only a bit more, you can get a calculator like the 36X Pro or the 30XS Multiview and have way more features and equal, if not better, usability, and just generally an overall better time. Anyways, after that gleaming introduction for the TI-30XIIS, here are some of its features. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's pretty thin. It's made out of all plastic. The screen kind of has a glossy piece of plastic over it. There's a solar panel on the front, and then there's a battery inside the calculator, which you'll probably never have to change. And on the back there's these 4 feet that allow it to sit flat, but it does kind of slide around pretty easily. And then there is the reset button right there. It comes with a case that fits on the front and on the back, and then inside the case there's this little cheat sheet thing that shows you how to use some important features. So the screen has 2 lines, and the top one is for entering your expressions, and then the second line is a classic calculator 7-segment display, and that's where you'll see your answers. So you can enter your expressions at the top and they'll look a little bit better, and then when you hit enter you'll get your answer down here. Almost all the answers you'll get on this calculator are not going to be in fraction form, so this display works perfectly fine for just showing numbers. And on that note, I'll just mention that you can get some answers in fractional form on this calculator. So if I do 5.5 plus 2.75 for example, and then hit enter, that'll give me the decimal as usual, but you can press second prob for this fraction to decimal or decimal to fraction option, and then that will convert your answer, your previous answer, from a decimal to a fraction. So here you can see 8 1/4 instead of 8.25. And this will work for fractions with pretty big numerators or denominators. So you can see here, if I enter this decimal and then convert it to a fraction, it knows that that value is 1/128. Most of the features that this calculator has can just be seen by looking at the keypad. So you have your sine, cosine, tangent functions, classic 4 functions, number pad, and then there's a few other buttons that bring you into menus. I'll show those in a second. But you also have natural log, exponentials, pi, square roots, exponents, etc. In addition to the 3 trig functions and their inverses, you can also get hyperbolic, sine, cosine, and tangent. If you press second pi here for height, you'll see that little indicator turns on the screen, and then whichever sine function you press afterwards will be the hyperbolic function. So if I press the sine key, now I get sine h, and you can evaluate that instead. You can put this calculator in different modes to display answers. So by default it's in the regular float mode, which will probably be what you'll use most of the time. There's also scientific notation, so if you set this on, any number will be displayed in scientific notation. You can see 2.3 times 10 to the -1. And then engineering mode is similar to scientific, but numbers will be displayed in factors of 1,000. So 10 to the -6th, or it would be 10 to the -3rd, 10 to the 3rd, 10 to the 6th, 10 to the 9, etc. And you can put this calculator in 3 different angle modes. And if you hit second and then hit the angle measure button here, you'll bring up a menu where you can use a couple of functions to convert from rectangular to polar coordinates or polar to rectangular coordinates. But the thing is, you have to do each value of the coordinates one at a time. So this first function here is rectangular to polar for the radius. So if I hit enter here and then put in my rectangular coordinates 1, 1, so that will give me the first coordinate in polar coordinates, 1.414. And then if I want the angle measure for that same set of rectangular coordinates, I'd have to go back again and then do the rectangular to polar angle function. And if I enter 1, 1 for that, that will give me the 45 degrees that you would expect. And same thing for going in the other direction. From polar to rectangular, there's a separate function for x values and y values of the rectangular coordinate system. You can also store values to the memory, and there's up to 5 memory slots, 5 letters that you can use. So if I type out a really long expression or something and then hit enter and I want to store that value for later, I can hit the store button down here and then pick A, B, C, D, or E to store it to. If I just want to store it to A, I would just hit enter and then it stores that value to A, and later I can go back and pull up that value for later. You can see I have A here, and then I have the other values stored in each of my variables, and if I want to use that number again, I just hit enter and it'll bring up A and I can perform other operations on A. So there's a few more statistics features and stuff that I won't go into detail a bunch about, but feature-wise, that's pretty much it, along with the couple other keys that I didn't specifically show, but those are pretty self-explanatory. Again, I'll just mention that even though this calculator is very popular on Amazon and elsewhere, it's roughly $12, but I would really recommend checking out this calculator or the 36X Pro from Texas Instruments instead for just a few dollars more. I think this one's about $15. You get one with a much better display. You can type things out like this. Having these fraction templates and square root templates is much nicer, especially if you have a long expression. On this, you can type in a bunch of characters and it will just keep scrolling on and on for some ridiculous number of characters, something like 46 characters or something. But by that point, if you're entering that big of an expression, it's going to get kind of confusing to keep track of what you're typing in if you don't have fraction templates and things like that. So if you expect to be doing anything like that in the near future, I would strongly recommend getting a calculator more like this. Even if you don't plan to be doing that all the time, it's just a few dollars more for something that's much more capable. This model specifically has a few more features, but the TI-30XIIS Pro has quite a few more features, as well as the better display. I'll also say that I don't really like the buttons on this calculator for whatever reason. They feel kind of gummy, and every once in a while, especially when I'm typing things in fast, it'll miss a button press. It seems like most of the other calculators from Texas Instruments and other brands are a lot more responsive than this one. Anyways, that's the review of the TI-30XIIS scientific calculator. I'd really only recommend buying it if you have a specific reason or it is specifically requested for a class, but in almost any other scenario, I'd say don't buy it. If you're the type of person to watch a calculator review on YouTube, you're probably also the type of person who'd be willing to pay a bit more for a way better calculator. Okay, thanks for watching.